So today we're going to try to tackle the cowl underneath the windshield on this BMW M6 V10. Bam! In order to get to it, first thing first, you're going to have to remove these cabin air filter boxes and the housing in the back corners. Then you take off the wiper blade arms, and then you can take this off. So let's get started. First, we're just going to take the airbox covers off. It's my first time doing this on this car. I've done it before on an E46 M3. Let's see how it goes. I'm going to try to take this off first. So looked at this, just took off the air filter. They actually replaced the cabin air filter, but these plastics had grime and dust underneath the housing for God knows how long, so I'm definitely going to clean all that up right now. So this is before. You can see it extends into there, here, and that's what actually goes into your cabin, which is actually kind of clean, but I don't want any dirt in that area, so I'm definitely going to clean this up first. So look at the other side. This is completely clogged up. So if you had not looked, mind you, about this from a dealer, if you have not cleaned these ducts up, this is where it drains. So if water leaks into here, it can easily go into your cabin. So make sure you clean this, otherwise you're going to have some damage on your hands. And those electronics inside, they're not easy to fix. So these are not really like screw downs. What they are is locking pins. So once you get that box removed, next step is to get the covers off those. We're going to take those off with a specialty tool, the windshield wiper arms. But in the meantime, first thing first, we're going to get these. I just turned them, and what it is you'll see there's little marks. You just have to, they're aligned, that means they're locked, and when it's not, that means it's unlocked. The only thing is, when you do put a something in there to do this, since I don't have one that's attached, I just have a small bit. It gets stuck in there every time, so you have to use pliers to pull it out. That's the only downfall of this, but we'll keep going. Next up is 17 millimeter nuts on top that you're going to have to take out, and then we're going to have to use a specialty tool to try to get these things off, the wiper arms. But first we'll just taking these bolts off. Goes like that, actually. Try to keep it right. So I had to run to AutoZone to go get this arm puller, and it's also called a tie rod puller. So I'm gonna try to do it. Got it on there. Let's hope I can get the three of them off. Gonna use my try this anyway. Let's see how this works. So it pulled it enough to get that off. Now I'm gonna have to get that cover off and remove the other two. One just came off by itself, and then we can try to pull the cowl. I'm trying not to take this whole assembly off. Ideally you would have that off, I would think, but I'm thinking I can slide it in between, and that'll save me a lot of time by not taking this cowl off. Goes off. Next, you have to get this off, this little trim piece. All you do is, there's a clip here, sorry it's getting dark. Do that, and then that comes off, and then you have that left. And this, all you have to do is turn this little plastic piece, and then this should unhinge, or even this will give it somewhat room to get this off. So finally got it out, but it's too dark. I'm gonna stop this here and then start back up tomorrow. Let's see how it goes. Thank you for watching. So I tried to do this without taking these off, but you might as well take them off because there are channels here to drain dirt and debris, and that's the only way to get this side on the driver's side out, because it hangs on there, the cowl. Otherwise you can't get it in, because you have to get this over to the cowl. And while you're in there, I cleaned out. Main thing is, there is a T25 down here. You have to remove that, and then there's 3 clips, 1, 2, 3. These rotate. You only have to do about half a turn, and what it does is it lines the clamp in place, and that's about it. So I'm going to put this on, clamp that back on this, and then next I'm going to go and tighten those to align these to where they're locking, and then go from there. So got them in place. Make sure it's a little bit harder to align these than the other videos make it seem. So start the car and turn your wipers on. Make sure they're not hitting, because mine was coming in contact with the corner of the body or over there by the end of the windshield. So I had to adjust it a little bit back off. I managed to misplace the cover on that one, so we'll have to get that. There's always a part missing whenever you do work on a car. Somehow that always happens, especially when a night weight comes in between. Got those two arms on there, the windshield wipers. Now I'm going to put this plastic, you just slide this back in and it lines up. And now we're going to put those two covers back on and go from there. So getting the whole thing done takes longer than what everybody says, especially if it's your first time working on this car, which it was for me. Main thing that helpful hint, this is not really a if you can look, this is not really a screw down. It's more of a latch that you just have to align these in order to lock and unlock. That's one. The other two things, I would say these things, god awful design. That is those latches, because you can't visualize them from the bottom, so you never know when they line up or not. That takes forever. Make sure you do this when you have ample enough light and you're not trying to finish the job in the middle of the night. Those are the two main things. And the other thing I would have is a shop vac ready, because those inlets or those drain lines that are in the corner here on both sides, I could see that being a real problem if they're clogged up that bad, which they were. There was nothing but leaves in there. I had to put these little clips on here. Other than that, not a bad job, just takes a little bit of time. Hopefully it makes the car look a whole lot better. Hopefully there's no water intrusion either. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye.